Welcome back to the Daily Lift. So glad that you're here with me today. We're back in First Peter. We are going to be breaking down First Peter chapter 1, verses 10, 11, and 12. And so here, Peter writing to the strangers, the sojourners, the pilgrims that are in Asia, and he is writing to these brothers and sisters to remind them to keep their hope, because this hope that they have in Jesus isn't just a wish or a desire. It is an expectation of things that they will receive as long as they stay obedient children of God. And so Peter here, starting in verse 10, says, "Of this salvation the prophets have inquired and searched carefully, who prophesied of the grace that would come to you, searching what manner of time the Spirit of Christ who is in them was indicating when he testified beforehand the sufferings of Christ and the glories that would follow. To them it was revealed that not to themselves, but to us, they were ministering the things which they have reported to you through those who have preached the gospel to you by the Holy Spirit sent from heaven, things which angels desire to look into." This text here is so amazing, and it brings so much encouragement to the Christian. Peter is telling us here that the prophets of old, all of those who were in the Old Testament, spoke about things that weren't necessarily for them. They predicted things, they looked into them, they studied their own writings, they studied the writings of their brothers and who were also prophesying either before them or while they were living, the contemporaries. And he sees that they are searching what manner of time. When is this going to happen? And these words, what manner and what manner of time, also actually mean the chronological time, how long until this is going to happen, but also in what age and what season and what epoch, right? And so we see that they found out through the Holy Spirit that it wasn't for them, but it was for us, those who are in the Christian age. This is when this salvation has been brought to us. And we see that the grace that is here is Jesus Christ. They were looking into this wonderful grace, and God's grace is Jesus. It is the reason, Jesus is the reason why we have salvation. It is unmerited favor, love of God. He sent Jesus down here to die for us. This is such wonderful grace that we have here. And so it's revealed to them that not to themselves, but to us, they are ministering these things which have now been reported to you. And so these things that were announced from the prophets, the preachers of the New Testament, the apostles and the disciples, also inspired by the Holy Spirit, they're connecting all the dots. They are explaining these things to these Christians, to these saints, these sojourners and pilgrims. They're saying that these are the things that all of these people were looking into of old. All of the great men and women of faith were looking into diligently. They were searching, studying, they're prayerfully waiting for this to happen. And you get to enjoy it. So this is a bit of social proof that Peter's saying, hey, look, all of these people are talking about this. All of these people see how valuable this time that we are in. Even the angels were wanting to look into these kind of things. So because of this, we need to wake up. We need to be sober, be vigilant, as we see later on, that we need to gird up the loins of our minds in verse 13. But he says that we need to make sure that we are taking this seriously and seeing it for the value in what it actually is. And this idea of angels desiring to look into this is such a wonderful, wonderful phrase, because these angels who kind of operate outside of our time and our human realm, that they want to look into these things. They want to see the fruition of God's fulfillment. They want to see the defeat of Satan and the fulfillment of all these promises. They're looking into these things and they're diligently waiting the return of Jesus, so all of this can go down just like God has promised. And if you have found this encouraging, hit the like button, subscribe, share with somebody else. But as always, go lift somebody up.